So this was really interesting. At the start of the pandemic, February, March, just like everybody else, we just thought the bottom was going to fall out of our market, supplying visibility. We thought everything's going to go quiet, nothing will happen for a few months. It was the complete opposite. The phone didn't stop ringing over the whole of, I would say, from February through to June, July almost. It was really good. What happened was the whole pandemic really showed, as we just described earlier on, that broken chain of custody of information, and having information at the time you need it was very difficult. So what we found was a lot of customers came to us because they wanted to understand how they can get better visibility. 3PL companies were driven as well by their own customers wanting that level of visibility, that level of sophistication, where it was also, they didn't want to deal with it. They just wanted to know what stuff was, to boil it down to a very simple way. And that then had a knock-on effect to us, where a lot of 3PLs came to us. It's not just, by the way, it's not just on visibility of your shipment. It's also on the condition. Knowing what the stuff is one thing. Knowing what condition it's in is also a very critical one. Just think COVID right now. As we're going to start shipping vaccines worldwide, two things are going to happen. One, capacity in the market is going to decrease significantly because the big pharma companies, the distribution companies have to take priority for very good reason, which means there's going to be a much reduced availability of spare capacity for the rest of the market. That means people are going to be moving, chopping and churning shipments around to get it from A to B. That broken down process becomes even more critical. And this is what we found. When customers are coming to us, they said they can see what happened already. They're looking into next year, and the thing's going to be a very choppy year next year because we're just going to learn. We don't know all the answers. And they want to get prepared for it. So they want to be able to not just get piece of information, sometimes very good, like knowing your freight forwarders, knowing your carriers, or knowing your suppliers. You get good information, but sometimes you do need that real-time information. Is that shipment of chemical going to get to my plant tomorrow because I've got a production run waiting to run? And that just-in-time process that the world's got used to becomes very fragile. We have a couple of soft drink manufacturers in Mexico, for example, who run on an hourly basis. They need to know when the next truck of concentrate is going to come in because that defines the next production process. And if too many trucks come in, they will sit on the shelf and they have a very finite shelf life and they get thrown out, they go off. If there's not enough, the plant stays idle for a while, and that's also not good. So that just in time becomes critical. Now just imagine extend that in this disruption of pandemic when we don't have enough people on the ground to check and run, and you don't know about the capacity if your freight forwarders can transfer for you. You need that chain of information really, really clear, which is what we're finding at the moment. So we're finding a really good demand from both 3PLs and customers as well.